cut out this whole winter arc BS. Why do you need a specific season just to work hard? Why can't you just work hard now? All of these YouTubers making these winter arc videos are literally just milking a trend. Winter isn't going to make you suddenly successful, you are. Winter isn't a 2 times EXP event. If you really want to change, you won't wait for some stupid arc. You will just start now. A lot of these videos are just TikTok trends and motivation. They don't provide you actual substance, an actual system, something that will help you get closer towards your goals. So in this video, I'm going to give you all the tools you need to actually start and to continue to succeed and to stay consistent. Not just one good week of doing your habits, I'm talking about permanent consistency. Now most people, they get work wrong. They get the concept of work wrong. What is work? Most people think work is correlated to how long you're doing a task. Everyone has the same 24 hours in the day. Clearly, there's something that a few people are doing that's giving them the advantage over everyone else. If work was just correlated to how much you put in, how long you're working, well then everyone will be successful. You just need to work for long. That's all you need to do. Work longer. Is work how much effort you put in? Closer, but still no. However, there is definitely a correlation with how hard you work and the output, the results you get from your work. You see, work is just how much you get from what you put in. Let me give you an example. 2 people are studying. One person is just going through a textbook, he's annotating, he's reading, he's taking notes. Whereas another person is going through a mock paper, he's going through a test paper. Both of them spend the same amount of time, and let's just say they spend the same amount of effort as well. Which one will be making more progress? Who is getting outworked? If you know anything about studying, you'll know the answer. The person doing the annotations is getting brutally outworked. Why? Because that person is getting much more results and output from doing a mock paper than from someone just doing annotations and taking notes. There's more leverage involved. His time matters more because it produces more results. You want to be doing work that's getting you the maximum amount of results for the effort and the time you're putting into it. You want to be getting more results per unit of time you put in. And once you find the work that gets you the most output, the most results, you increase your volume. You increase your volume as much as you can, because the only limiting factor in that case would be time. The only thing limiting you from doing more is time. See, most of our days when it comes to self-improvement looks more like this. In this short space that we're actually doing something to improve, it's most likely low leverage tasks that don't really take that much effort and work, that don't produce that much results. And on top of that, there's not even that much volume being done. So in the end, it's not even going to produce that much results anyways. And then these same people will expect this sort of result. If you're looking to improve at the fastest rate you can and truly change your life this winter, there will be no balance. And that doesn't mean what you think it means. However, I'll get onto that later on in the video. Again, if you just want to improve at a slow pace, that's fine. But I promise you, you will not get the results you want, and you won't get the results that you expect. You are not going to improve as fast as the other guy, the guy who's not being balanced. Because what you guys fail to realize is that most people live a balanced lifestyle. Most people work for 8 hours a day. They come home. They have a similar amount of time of recreation, and then they sleep for another 8 hours. That's as balanced as you can get. Most people live a balanced life. Living a balanced life will lead you into mediocrity, and you'll get to a point where you'll be able to work. The work will still feel hard, but it'll be fulfilling. It won't even feel like work. It will just feel like a challenge. You enjoy that feeling of conquering and actually improving. And this is where you get your long-term fulfilling dopamine from. I'll go in depth about that later on in the vid. For now, if you really want to improve this winter and improve right now, you're going to have to start to switch out your dopamine. The dopamine you get from scrolling on social media, the dopamine you get from playing games, the dopamine you get from watching the stuff you're not meant to watch. If you actually want to improve these few months, you have to shift your dopamine towards longer form dopamine, rewarding dopamine. You have to replace these habits with habits that will actually improve you. First, we're going to start off with a system that's going to give you the best foundation. It's going to be your main base for these next few months. First, outline your overall goals for life and what you want to pretty much accomplish in these next few months. What do you actually want to accomplish and do with your life in these next few months? How do you want to change? What is the direction you want to take? Next, you need to make habits, do habits that will get you towards these milestones and towards these goals. This is where most people mess up so much. I see this time and time and again with people in self-improvement. This is why I was actually defining work for you earlier. You need to determine which habits will let you make the most progress, will give you the most output, the most results for the time and effort that you put in. Not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna take some cold showers, I'm gonna watch more YouTube videos, I'm gonna take more notes. No, these are low output habits. Okay, the time you're putting in and the time you're getting out is not worth it. You think watching videos for hours and hours upon end is the best way to improve. What's really the best way to improve, and a habit that's going to propel you the most, is the skill of action taking. Application is the core skill of people who actually succeed. They don't just sit around, they take action. A lot of the people who are successful literally got there by just trying stuff, by just taking action. They didn't even think about what they needed to do as deeply as they needed to, or as most people do. They literally just did it. And because they got this negative feedback immediately from what they did, they were able to improve and then take more action, improve and take more action. It's a feedback loop. It's a skill that not many people can do nowadays. The more you do, the better you get. When you can get really good at this habit, you'll be able to just do stuff without having that friction that you get, the procrastination friction that you get from doing things. Because anyone can just sit on their ass and watch a YouTube video, and a few amount of people can go and actually read a self-improvement book, but only a small amount of people can actually apply what they're doing and put that into action and get feedback from that and keep on improving. Now have a habit that will train this every single day, and you'll get better and better at it. And it's simply to wake up and write down only 3 things that you're going to do for the day. 3 core things that is going to give you a lot of output, and is going to help you make significant progress towards your overall goals. And it's important that it's only 3, because the mind thinks to itself, this is almost insulting. 3 things? I could do 3 things. I can do 3 tasks. It's literally, you wake up, you immediately get your pen and your piece of paper, and you just write down 3 things. I'm telling you, this will be literally life-changing. It could be go to the gym, study for 30 minutes, anything that will actually get you towards your goals. But you want to be a bit specific, like study for 30 minutes. Okay, what does that even mean? You're going to be reading, what are you going to be doing? It's going to put you into that mindset of action taking, and it's like, oh, I actually have to do something. I have to get this done. And the key thing about this is when you tick it off, you get that rewarding dopamine. You get that feeling of success, that you've actually done something. And it's positive reinforcement. The brain sees that you're making progress and it wants to do more. If you do this right, you execute this properly across this few weeks, you are literally going to get addicted to doing your goals. You're going to get addicted to literally doing your tasks and your habits. And your mind will learn and train itself to withstand the struggle in order to get that dopamine. Because here's the actual problem with these habits like scrolling, playing video games, watching porn. They all mimic and try to copy actual fulfilling activities. But the most important thing and the most dangerous thing is that it takes a short amount of time to get there. It takes nothing. How long does it take to literally scroll on your phone and go on TikTok? How long does it take to boot up your PC and start playing games? How long does it take to search up that website that we all know? Not long at all. And the brain learns to crave not only the high spikes in dopamine, which I'll be talking about in a sec, but it learns to crave the short amount of time to get the dopamine. This is what makes people lazy. Now, speaking on the actual spikes of dopamine, the reason why this is so dangerous is because after the spike, it goes down and it goes further below than the baseline that it was before. This is horrible because the baseline level of your dopamine is what determines how much motivation you have to do anything. And this isn't just the motivation that you get from watching like an edit or something. I'm talking about the motivation to move your body. It helps with you moving and actually taking action. They did a study of rats with extremely low baseline levels of dopamine, and they starved to death when the food was in front of them. The food was in front of them, right in front of their faces, and they couldn't eat it. They didn't want to. They were lazy. This is why the people who do these habits in excess, not even in excess, people who do these habits in general, and they have more friction when it comes to taking action. However, what they found was that this was reversible. And when you do these long-time dopamine activities, aka delayed gratification, you can actually heal and increase your baseline levels of dopamine. If you are doing any of these habits, I hate that people say, oh, you just need to do in moderation. If you're doing any of these habits, you are feeding the addiction, you're feeding the habit, and it's going to get worse. And it's not only going to get worse, it is directly hampering your goals, it's directly hampering your action taking ability, and it's directly impacting how much you can work. It's like having a huge ankle weight on you when you're in a race. Instead of literally just trying to run faster, trying to overpower the ankle weight, take off the ankle weight. You can be happy without these habits. Life can be fulfilling without these habits, and this is what actually makes life purposeful. This is what's going to go into my second point on how to succeed during this winter. The way you view this whole work-life balance. I need you to understand that the people that say you need a work-life balance, people need to realize work and life are synonymous. They're not separate. There's not just, because people have this mindset because they use life as an escapism from the work. Work is a part of life, and it's what makes life purposeful and fulfilling. And in a person with healthy dopamine receptors, they like the challenge. They like to do work and get that fulfilling dopamine from doing a task. It sounds nice, right? You can get all your goals and do everything that you need to if you just have balance. Work for a bit and then play for a bit. It sounds nice, but it's not true. It's just their mind wants to find a way to justify these escapism habits. I need you to understand that it's a lie, and it's the biggest lie that keeps people in mediocrity. You just need to be balanced. No, not even in movies, not even in action movies or just movies in general, will the protagonist ever just have a balanced movie where he's just, okay, yeah, it's just a bit hard, and then he relaxes for half the movie and then he gets his goals. That doesn't even happen in movies. In order for you to get extreme success, you need an extreme amount of work. That's just simply it. Most people think that the work will just be the grind. The grind only starts in the beginning. In the beginning, it's the grind because you have to ingrain these habits. But once you ingrain the habits, it's still going to be hard, but you're going to get addicted to that fulfillment that you get. Work is a part of life. Life will start to feel more fulfilling. You'll wake up and you actually want to do the habits. You actually start to feel guilty when you're doing the bad habits because you know it's an escapism. You know you're just trying to escape, and you know you could be doing something that's actually benefiting you. The work and the habits itself can be the recreation, can be the happiness and fulfillment that you get. The reason why these businessmen and these people at the top level can work so hard and still be happy and fulfilled is because although it's hard, it doesn't feel like work to them. It's just what makes life fulfilling. It's what gets them towards their overall goals that they want. You need some time to relax, some time to unwind. Everyone who says these things, they're always escapism habits. I'm not saying you shouldn't spend time with your family, but when most people talk about this, they're just talking about watching TV, going to the club, going out. They're just talking about scrolling or just having some time to relax. These will be the same people who have horrible sleep schedules, but they're telling you that you need to relax. They're not even relaxing when they get time to relax, aka sleep. That's how you know it's not relaxation. It never was. It's just about stimulation. These are the telltale signs of addicts. Addicts are telling you you need to sit down and relax. Their form of relaxation. For example, when you first start going to the gym, it feels like work. Although you want the goal of having a nice aesthetic body, it feels like work. But then eventually you start doing the habits, you start going to the gym consistently, and it starts to feel easier. And you start to get fulfillment. The effort is still there, it's still hard to lift the weight, but you get fulfillment, and it starts to be less than just you grinding out the habits and more of you doing what you need to do to achieve your goals, and it's enjoyable. I am not saying the work won't be hard, it will. Especially the bigger your dream is, it's going to be even harder. If you just change where you get your dopamine from and shift these habits, stop paying attention to playing games, watching TV, and pay more attention towards your goals, you'll start to crave the achievement, crave the dopamine that you feel when you've done a hard day of work. Now let's recap a bit. Improving your skill of action taking by every day waking up and having three actionable things that you need to do in order to tick off your goals. Obviously, breaking this mindset, breaking the shackles of this work-life balance myth. And the last thing to equip you with the tools that you need this arc or this winter arc is journaling. But it's not journaling in the way that you think. You see, most people view journaling as just writing about your day. Oh, dear diary, today went well. I had a nice time. That's cool. It has its place. However, that's not what I'm talking about. The journaling I'm talking about is direct and it's purposeful. It's improvement journaling. And this is what's going to stop you from completely getting in these ruts or whatever. Oh, I fell into a rut. No, you made yourself fall into a rut consciously. And this is what's going to keep you consistent throughout the journey. And this is what's going to help you progressively increase the amount of action you're taking. Now, of course, the 3 tasks are going to stay the same. I still think you should still keep it to 3 tasks. However, you're going to be taking more action in these tasks. Let me just tell you how it works. At the end of the day, you'll grab your notebook and you'll grab your pen. And you assess throughout the day what you did well, what you did good when it came to doing your goals and taking action. What is working? Even I'll say this will help you in positive reinforcement. Glaze yourself if need be. Literally say how you were amazing, how you went and you did your goals and how it was a victory. Because this is how we're going to improve. You are going to physically and purposefully critique all the things that you did wrong, all the things that you need to improve on. And you're not just going to critique yourself, oh yeah, I did a bad day, then you wake up and you do the same thing the next day. You're going to think about how you can stop this from happening. And you're going to create an actionable step that you're going to do the next day so that this doesn't happen again. And it's so important that you do that last part. Because you know how people actually get into these ruts? They won't do a habit for a certain day and they'll just allow it. They'll think, oh yeah, I just missed a day. Okay, you missed a day, but why did you miss it? What can you do so that never happens again, and what can you do so that reduces? And then they'll keep missing and they'll keep missing, because what you need to realize is that everything is a habit. Okay, you missed the day, that is building the neural connections in your brain so that allows you to make it easier to not do it the next day. The tree starts to lean, and you need to make it lean in the right direction. Make it lean towards your goals, because as soon as it starts leaning a bit more, and then eventually it falls and people say, oh, I don't feel like doing anything anymore, I'm in a rut now. Like, no, you made made yourself get into that rut. Take responsibility, take accountability. Ruts don't just fall out of the sky. You don't just one day wake up and all of your neural connections in your brain are gone. You just don't want to do anything. No. It gradually happens, and this is going to keep you accountable, and it's going to keep you on track, and it will give you that feedback that you need to actually improve. You will get feedback every day from yourself, because you know yourself, you know what you need to do. Let's say you even have a bad day. This will help you directly bounce back in a positive way from that failure. Be hard on yourself if need be. These things will equip you with all you need to attack your goals now, not just this winter, now and across the next few weeks coming. Remember, this shouldn't be just a trend to you. This is a part of you, your life, your story. And this is going to be the arc where you make the biggest changes in your life starting from today. This is post editing Fritz, and I really do appreciate you for watching this far into the video. I was just going to say, if you like my vibe, you want to see more of me in the future, think I can add more value to your life, subscribe, bro. It helps. But I always want you to remember that you can truly do anything, and the world can truly be yours, bro. Peace.